Good afternoon and thanks for joining us here on Midday Kentucky. Our sound control just said, Troy, your mic's hot, and I'm going, I think the music's a little loud.
It's a party in here, Troy. It's Wednesday, we're getting through with the dance party.
I have to say, I woke up this morning and I normally have a bath. I don't know whether you know that. I don't shower.
Okay.
I have a bath.
No, I can see this.
Yeah, and
cucumbers.
then I have a shower. So I bathe and then shower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just one of my things, people.
Just throwing that out there as a little trivia.
No, because I can still hear my music playing, and I listened, I know it sounds crazy, to Barbara Streisand in the mornings.
Oh,
That's a good way to start the day.
And I just love my day starting out softly. So when you hear a little bit of loud music, you're like, bang.
That means it's time to be on, Troy.
Hey everyone, Amber Freeman, of course, is back in the house.
Hello.
And of course, Heather, my darling friend Heather. How are you girls?
good.
Yeah?
Very good. Speaking of loud sounds, you guys have, sorry, just jumping right in here, fire detectors, the smoke detectors.
Yes.
And why do they always start beeping in the middle of the
3
night?
o'clock in the morning?
No matter
Yeah.
what. Yeah. Yes, that was last night.
I really don't know. I'm not quite sure, but I also, when people do videos online and things like that and put it on Facebook, the one thing that really irritates me is like, they've got the beeper going.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'm like, if you're taking that video, can't you hear the friggin' fire alarm thingy?
Well, see, I'm too short to get it. So it always goes off on me, and then I have to go turn
And
it
I
on.
don't think you can turn them off.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you
yourself.
can unplug them.
Oh, you can? But then, my
Well, don't
luck,
say
a
that.
fire would
Oh,
start
sorry.
that day.
Please don't unplug your fire
Have
alarms,
extra
people.
batteries.
Yeah.
Well, I have them all over my house.
Right, but I also think they're lifelong batteries, aren't they?
No.
The newer ones.
Oh, are
Some
there?
are,
Yeah.
some
Oh.
are. But
Yeah.
that they're lab wired into your home
Gotcha.
is what I'm. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right, we're going to jump into the show, everyone. Does your dream wedding seem like a far-off fantasy? This is amazing, everyone. Midday Kentucky and ABC 36 want to give you your dream wedding worth over $30,000. Of course, you know, Miss Amber, we are doing the most amazing prizes.
It's unreal.
When it comes to dresses, flowers, cake.
Everything.
A reception dinner, you name it. We're doing it, my friend.
It's amazing. It's
What-
expensive.
What's expensive?
Wedding?
A wedding?
Yes.
Yes. So
Hello.
this is what you need to do, everyone. You need to head over to wtvq.com/contests, click on the Ultimate Big Blue Wedding Giveaway, and you need to submit a picture of you and your fiancé, but you have to tell me a story. Otherwise,
Make it
doesn't
interesting.
happen. You don't get, you sort
No.
of doesn't become exciting.
Make it interesting.
Do you know what I
We're
mean?
not saying you're not exciting, but
No,
we want to
but
know
here's the thing.
why you're special.
I'm going to tell you why. Because if your story is not fabulous and exciting, the public vote for you, not me. So this is the thing. It's what other people
Right.
hear or see for your story. There have been some beautiful stories, but there's also other people who have just done one line.
Well, you know, some of the best stories in life are how people met.
Yeah.
Because some of the ways are just so crazy or unreal, and
Yeah.
then it just works.
Well, we're also going to get to meet a lot of our vendors over the next few weeks as well. They're going to be coming on the show, so you can find out. Now, voting finishes August 31, everyone. All right, let's jump into the show. You ready?
Do it.
Do you have a friend who's scared of heights? If so, you should take them to a glass bridge in China. And this is why. Take a look. Walking along the Keep rolling that. I have to say, when I saw that last night, I did a little squeal. Okay?
I would love to see you
For
on
them?
this, Troy.
Look, if I knew it was coming, I'm fine. That poor bugger.
Had no idea.
Could you imagine?
I can't imagine being on that in the first place.
I would kill my darn friends if they did that to me.
Well, I like in
would
your
probably
intro.
already be dead.
What, very true. How you said you should take them there. It's you know,
No,
if they're
'cause
afraid of heights,
you know,
let's
I'm a little bit of a
definitely-
prankster, and you girls haven't seen that side of me yet. But it's getting there. I'm sort of letting loose, and we had a couple of kids on the other day, and they walked past the office, and I scared them, but I videoed it.
I heard you in
Yeah.
the other room.
Yeah, it was good. They screamed. Now, the Skyway hangs 1,800 metres above a valley, and management checks the glass every day to make sure everyone's safe. But it is a prank that happens that didn't actually crack.
It's still,
Doesn't matter.
still.
That's just.
Are you afraid of heights, either one of you?
Yes!
I am very.
I'm saying if
Are
I
you
didn't
not?
know that was happening,
I'm not afraid of heights, but I don't know how I feel about the glass, because even though they're checking for it,
Well, haven't you
glass
seen
still
those
breaks.
buildings that just have the
Yeah.
glass that go out? Would you do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I would do that.
Oh, see, I wouldn't
Absolutely.
even do that.
And I would walk across that bridge,
Yeah,
not
me
a
too.
problem.
Oh.
Yeah,
Let's
that
take a
wouldn't
trip.
faze me. Funny now, I used to be able to jump a 6-foot fence on a horse. I wouldn't do it now. My fear is not.
we lose our nerve.
Yeah, I lost the
I
nerve. A
understand
bit like
that.
the dancing yesterday. I had no
Oh my
rhythm
gosh,
left.
that
Oh,
was
I saw
so
that.
great.
Oh, Lord, it was
Can we
so
talk
great.
about that?
No.
Oh.
Alrighty, everyone. This is a little bit shocking. A mother is shocking parents across the country after she tattooed her phone number on her son. Now, I know that sounds a little too much, right? She came up with the idea because the 17-year-old often runs away from home and he has learning disabilities. Now, when her phone number was changed, she crossed out the old number and tattooed the new one on him. Police say they understand why she chose to do this, but they recommend that she should get her son a tracker instead. Now, obviously, you can see this is in China.
Okay, no.
Okay, I'm going to ask you because you have kids.
Yes.
I have a few thoughts on it, but I want you to.
Okay. Well, the first thing I thought of when I saw this was actually, and I've seen it a lot in social media, where you, if you're in large crowds with your kids and you're afraid that they're going to get lost, you write their number in Sharpie, and then you put liquid, like the liquid Band-Aid over it,
Oh, yeah.
to where
Makes sense.
they can't
Rub it off.
well, you have Sharpie, and then you have that over it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you could even like kind of put it on their back. Sometimes we'll put the names of our kids on their backs with Sharpie, just,
You do that?
well, and swim and stuff. Yeah, because
That's a
these
good
kids
idea.
run everywhere.
Okay.
And, yeah, I mean,
So,
I'm
but
just saying no
tattooing
tattoo.
is slightly different than a Sharpie with.
Well, that's exactly
Liquid
what I'm saying.
Band-Aid.
There are other options,
Yeah.
I
Couldn't
think.
they have crossed out the other one a little cleaner than that? I mean, not to get petty, but you have these two numbers, and then there's.
But here's the
Oh,
thing, you know what
sure.
is, I understand if he has a learning disability, I get that. But here's another thing. Why, and I don't want this to sound like I'm trying to make it like a dog collar or anything. I really don't mean it like that. But you know how they have little chips
Yeah.
that you
The
put
microchip, yes.
in a pup or a dog?
This has been brought up before.
Someone that maybe does have a learning disability or a handicap, and that would be a law that would be allowed to happen. But when I thought about that last night, I thought, well, how do you find out the number on that chip?
Right,
Is it like
from
there
somebody
are
in the
other?
public.
Yeah.
Let's just say you're at Disneyland and your son goes missing. Oh, don't worry, he's got a chip in his ear.
Well, but
me just
but
get
you
out
would
my
have
chip reader.
the. You would
See what I'm saying?
Maybe
yeah.
you could have the tracker. You know, I mean, there's
Yeah, like it worries me, but I also understand why the mother did it. I'm not saying it's right. Tell us what you think. Head over to Midday Kentucky's Facebook page. It's a trend that's starting to pop up across the nation, everyone. People donating their vacation days so that their expecting mothers in the workplace can have a longer maternity leave. Now, companies are even creating the programs. Now, this might sound like a good thing until you consider that the US is the only developed country that doesn't guarantee paid maternity leave. Now, several expecting mothers are considered that they won't be able to afford taking unpaid leave. In fact, a new study reports that only 47.5% of women who took time off after giving birth were paid for it. What do you both think?
I
You're-
think,
yeah.
well, I think it's appalling because I don't
Well, hold
have
on,
kids
which-
yet. That one.
There's
that,
two parts to the story.
Well, and there's three. You can make
Yeah.
it into another part. That the United States is so behind that maternity leave is not guaranteed paid. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
As somebody who's younger but older that needs to have kids soon if it's going to happen, that's a scary part. It's something you definitely consider, and you look at your work policy, and it's scarier as you get older.
It
I
is.
think because either you have more responsibility on the job, you depend more on your paycheck, you don't have parents backing you up. It's something you shouldn't have to worry about. And then to have to take them from other people who aren't parents or maybe don't need them, it's why? Why do we need to do this?
I agree. I mean,
Were you
this
having a
was-
baby when you were working?
This is why I quit.
Oh, okay.
And that's so
and
common.
it makes me so mad to
Yes.
this day because I even called. I was breastfeeding and I was a flight attendant, and you know I couldn't I couldn't get away for 3 days and have that much supply. And I called, and you know, they were like, well, maybe this isn't the job for you.
Really?
It's unreal.
And it still to this day breaks my heart.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That not only adds, I mean, you had to quit your job.
Had to quit.
To the difference in the pay scales, it just contributes to women being further behind.
Yep.
Maybe that's why there's more male CEOs. I'm not saying men have it easier at any point. I mean, paternity leave, I think, should be offered as well.
100%.
But you cannot punish people for having children. And right now, birth rates are at an all-time low. And I think that has a lot to do with
And
it.
people are having children
well,
later.
I want to ask you this. This is something that just came up the other day, everyone, which I did not know anything. Because you know in Australia we're pretty lucky with free healthcare.
Oh, yeah.
But we all pay and contribute towards that for tax. But I was just found out, I'm sorry, I was just, my English, honestly. I just found out, okay, that you have a system here that if you have a health insurance and that if you are too ill to go to work for let's just say you have cancer or something, that the health insurance will pay. So here's my next question. Why don't they do that for pregnant women then?
Absolutely. Are you talking like short-term disability?
I was going to say our FMLA.
Thank you,
Yeah.
FMLA. I'm trying to remember what it was, but
Yeah,
someone
we
brought
had
it
that.
up.
Yeah,
okay.
FMLA.
So can you use that for your, okay, why not?
Because you
That's-
can't. No, well, number one with FMLA, you have to have so many hours, like.
There's rules.
A lot of rules with FMLA.
I'm sure there should be a way that you can
And-
incorporate that
No,
into
and
that.
with, I mean, I'm just saying from where I came from in the company, it was X amount of days. You know, there's really no exceptions there. I mean, if you look through and through.
I think it's wrong that you, I want to be careful how I say this. I don't think it's appropriate that you have colleagues, even as much as they might love you or you love them, that you should be transferring holidays.
I
That
agree.
will come back to the company and bite them.
Exactly, and that was the other issue. When
Yeah.
you said there were two issues, there's also that third issue,
Yeah.
or single people getting punished.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know there's many times on jobs, personally, and
Hello,
I'm sure you as well.
in our industry, you're single, unmarried with children, you can do Christmas,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You can
you
take
can do
all
Thanksgiving.
The holidays. No big deal.
Right.
And it's not fair. You know, every now and then you're willing, you're like, okay, that's
Yeah, of
cool.
course.
But then it starts to pile up on you and you become a little resentful. So then you feel like you're being punished because you made that decision
Yeah.
to either stay single or
And
not
I
have
think that
kids.
goes with a lot of different jobs.
Absolutely.
Just like,
and a lot of times you didn't even make that decision.
Yeah.
Maybe you're unable to have kids. It's just, there's so much going into that, and it's just builds a toxic workforce.
Yeah, look, I think it's a really interesting topic. I don't know whether I've got time for one more, if I could just be told. Tell us what you think on Facebook. We've put that story up there. It's really important that, you know, we all have an open conversation about it.
And how we can fix it.
Yeah.
That's important, a solution.
Yeah, all right, very quickly. You're probably familiar with the blue check symbol next to someone's name on social media. Now, Instagram started using it so that users could know that who is the true A-lister were instead of imposters. Does that make sense, everyone? Did I explain
Yeah.
that properly? Okay,
Who's
how
famous,
can you
who's
check
not?
the blue check? Through a simple process, you'll become someone to the Instagram world. But this is causing people to question the blue check marked status. Now, here's the thing. We all know the blue check is on Twitter, means it's authenticated
Yes.
by Twitter.
Different.
The check on Instagram means,
followers.
yes, but didn't you have to have a certain amount?
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Oh, you don't?
No. With this, what they're saying is, you know, you kind of said if somebody's famous or not. Who's hot, who's not. It's so that people can't make fake Instagram accounts for these people. Well, now they're making it so that you can make your own Instagram account a business profile.
Oh.
So once you go on and do that, you can become a public figure, which apparently leads you to get that check next to you. Social media, come on.
I know.
Why are we putting that much pressure on? Because you're famous on social media and you have the check.
Now, Amber.
I was just, I mean, I'm thinking of Troy
Now,
right now.
Amber,
I'm
you
like,
get,
oh.
you're on it all the time, boo.
Because we have to for our job. It's just one of those things. I'm horrible
I'm
at
out
it.
of
I'm
those.
so horrible at it. There's majors in this now.
How long do you think you spend on social media a day? Truth.
It takes me so long to send a
How long
tweet.
do you think it takes?
To
How
send
long,
one
no,
tweet
how long do you
because I
think
have to
you're on
edit it
social media
over and
for?
over
gosh.
again and
I
then
reckon
delete
you're
it.
on about 2.5 hours a day.
Well,
over the day.
at the desk, we're on Twitter all the entire
Yeah.
time, checking news and all that kind of stuff. But if I didn't have to do it for work, Troy, just because you love it, everybody else does not.
Troy loves.
I just love the conversation.